Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video we will see how to pass the data from one screen to another screen. So without wasting any time, let's jump to the code. So I have already created two stateless widgets, the first screen and the second screen. We will collect the data from the user on the first screen and pass the data from the first screen to the second screen. Now let me quickly add an input field to take the input from the user and a button on which the user will click to go to the next screen. So I have added the text field. Now let me quickly add a button also. So now the UI part is ready. Now let's see how we will take the input from the user and pass it to the second screen. To get the data from the text field, we need a text editing controller. So I have created a new object of the controller and passed it to the text field. Now in the onPress function of the elevated button, we will create a variable to get the data from the text field. And we can get the data by using controller.text. Before doing anything, let's just quickly check if everything is working fine or not. We will just print the name variable to see if it is working or not. As you can see, whatever I have entered into the text field is printing on the output, which means everything until now is working fine. The data from the text field is getting stored into the name variable. Now let's show the second screen and pass this data on this screen. So to pass the data to the second screen, there are two ways. First is we can pass the data in the constructor of the second screen while calling it, or the second way is we can pass the data via root setting. So we will see both the ways. First let's see how to pass the data in the constructor. And it's very easy, we just need to add an argument in the constructor of the second screen. So I have added this name variable inside the constructor of the second screen. Now let's push this screen in the onPressed function of the elevated button of the first screen with the data. You can also use the arrow function here, but I am using this traditional way just to explain because it's easy to understand this way. Now on the second screen, let's just show the name variable on the center of the screen in the text widget. Now let's run the app and hope everything works fine. Let's enter the name and press this button. And it's working. We can see the name we have entered is showing on the second screen. Now let's see the second way of passing the data. So we now do not need this variable in the constructor of the second screen. We will simply move it inside the build method. In this method of passing the data, we will use root settings to pass the data. So when you hover on this material page root, you will see there is an optional argument called root setting. And inside this root setting, there is an argument. We will pass our data in this root setting. And to get the data in the second screen, we will first get the settings argument from the model root, and from that we will get our data. Now here we need to cast our data to string or the data that you have passed from the first screen, because this returns the data as an object. Now let's see if this works or not. And of course it's working. So these were the two ways to pass the data from one screen to another screen. Now in the next video we will see how to return the data from the second screen to the first screen when the screen is popped from the stack. So if you have any doubts or question about this or Flutter, you can comment down, or you can also message me on Instagram. So if you like this video, then please press that like button, and if you want to get more videos like this, then you can also subscribe to this channel. Bye bye and take care. See you in the next video.